Okay, hello and welcome everybody. I hope you enjoyed the Dota 2 sounds that I accidentally left on, which really, I hope, enhanced that Starladder video. I think, it clearly made it better. I am Llama Down Under. This is Starladder America's Stages. This is Complexity versus Cloud9. Cloud9 is down. They have one loss in their group. Complexity has one win, and we're getting into it. So, I'm Llama Down Under. I'm joined by Noble Wings. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I am pretty happy actually. I just had enough time to eat some food before this set. I had another cost in the morning, but I'm really excited to see these teams go at it. Complexity,
Yeah.
when I asked them, said that they think Cloud9 is the hardest team in their group, and both Complexity and Leviathan have said they fear Cloud9 more than more than Archon.
Yeah, Cloud9 have been winning most of the qualifiers recently, at least, and I know they had a drop out of the Nanyang qualifier due to visa issues, but besides that, they've gone to pretty much every major tournament for North America.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well. So I'm pretty excited to see them face off. And Complexity, they have had a roster shuffle. They're playing with, just so folks know who everyone is, Chessie, you may remember him. He used to play with Alliance. Before that, he actually did play with some of these folks on Complexity in Heroes of New Earth. And Vlad is a 7.6k, I believe, Russian player. Plays a lot of IO, plays with them from Russia, and he doesn't speak much English, so apparently they just communicate through pings when I asked Complexity.
And Cloud9 did the research. They first banned the Wisp, so he's out of the pool already.
Yeah. And I fully expected of Cloud9. They dropped a set to Leviathan yesterday, which puts them in a really dangerous spot considering that I think Leviathan were considered the underdogs of that group. And losing a set to the underdogs means you have to beat the two harder teams. So I think Cloud9's going to bring it all. And yeah. But we've got some bans and picks. Is MSS's Darkseer particularly good, or do you think this is maybe something else that we're being pointed to?
I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen Cloud9 play too much Darkseer, at least from what I've watched. So I think they just wanted to eliminate big teamfight heroes. Darkseer and Shadow Fiend are both really strong during teamfights due to their ultimates and due to vacuum. So they may want to go for maybe split pushing and try to avoid 5-man fights.
Yeah, and it's certainly a bold strategy. And now so Slaughter. It's probably an offlane Slaughter. I don't know how you feel about the safe lane Slaughter, but I haven't become a huge fan just because I think he has a hard time itemizing after stuff like the Blink Dagger, like the AC, maybe a BKB, and then I don't know what you go for damage. But I'm assuming this is offlane. But if you have to play the safe lane Slaughter, how do you do that?
I mean, if you play safe lane Slaughter, it's all about getting a quick Blink Dagger and start ganking and letting your team get pickoffs around the map and group up, maybe 5-man tower, take Roshan. If you're gonna go safe lane Slaughter, I'd preferably do it on Dire, as Roshan advantage is a lot easier to get with that hero due to his ultimate.
Yeah.
But it can be done on safe lane, although I think versus Winter Wyvern, you don't really want to put him as your main damage dealer
Yeah.
due to the fact that he's all physical damage. Even his stun is physical damage.
Exactly, and yeah, it's a really nice pickup to have. He can certainly still do a heap of utility, and Windrunner, she also has a lot of physical damage, but sometimes you use that use that Cold Embrace to save someone who's on a slither of health, so maybe she can get off a power shot in that case. It's gonna depend a lot on how the rest of the picks go.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Complexity had first pick, I think, this draft, and they picked Winter Wyvern first, and then
Oh, you don't like it?
Cloud9. Well, I'm surprised by Cloud9's picks, because Winter Wyvern's generally considered a counter to both Slaughter and Wind Ranger, as he can just freeze wherever they go on, and they're all physical damage. So I'm kind of surprised by Cloud9's Slaughter and Wind Ranger picks.
Me too, actually. I very much agree, but I think that they're very comfortable with MSS's Slaughter, thinking they want that big AoE stun. The Slitherine Crush's range is huge. I'll show that when we get into the game, and actually, just before we get in, I will share with you all this beautiful picture. It's still in after the patch. Have you clicked on an icon of one of the hero abilities in the draft before?
No, I haven't.
Just try it now. Just try it. You get a little... Yeah, I don't know what that is, but Valve has some bug there, and I clicked it yesterday and found it, and so I like to share it with the stream. But back on topic, yeah, it does feel like Complexity's got a bit of an edge here. And then a Dazzle as well. Okay. They're going for a minus armor strat, but this is also really dumping physical damage. Like, Dazzle's heal also doesn't go through Cold Embrace.
This was something I think E-Wolves were one of the first teams to consistently do, where they would first pick Slaughter and Dazzle together and run them as a combo. And it's really strong due to Dazzle's heal, keeping Slaughter alive when he takes all the damage from Sprint, and along with his ultimate is allowing Slaughter to do even more damage with minus armor.
Yeah. It's certainly going to really buff up their Windrunner, and as long as that Wyvern isn't around to cold embrace someone, that person dies. Also, is it just me or has the announcer changed?
I don't know. I use Korean.
Oh,
I
well,
don't
okay
even know.
then. Well, yeah, I swear the announcer didn't used to always speak like this, and it's also, yeah, anyway, it's not important. I'm like, wow, you're very vocal today, announcer. What's going on? But nice little patch things. And by the way, folks, there was a patch. I do not believe it's being implemented until after the Nanyang Championships have finished, so Doom is still very strong, and Broodmother hasn't received that nerf yet, so don't worry about that.
Now, I'm interested to see what Cloud9 go next. They have a lot of minus armor, they have a lot of physical damage, but I think they need more lockdown. So I would get something that, besides Slaughter, that can initiate with some form of lockdown, although I'm not sure what it is yet.
Yeah. And if you could just check if you are muted in Dota 2, apparently you don't have the, I think you have to have team open mic checked for the draft, otherwise you don't come through loud and clear. Yeah, thank you, Reborn. Actually, that was a bug before Reborn, so not even Reborn, but either way, Broodmother is banned out. I can understand that Complexity just doesn't have... Even when you do have good clear on the spiders with stuff like Fissure and Splinter Blast, it is such a pain to have to use that, and I think your supports end up underleveled anyway and run over by the spider.
Yeah, Broodmother is a ridiculous hero right now, just due to the fact that she forces like 3 people in a lane, while your other lanes are free to roam. And Jakiro, I haven't seen this hero in a long time actually.
So I think this is kind of their way of, one, a little bit more lockdown, two, punishing the Cold Embrace finally. At the same time, since Cold Embrace is health percentage based, if this is a support Jakiro, it might not work the way they intend it on Cloud9, right? But it's still interesting.
It gives a lot of 5-man for tower pushing. It gives a good reliable stun most of the time. It's like Fissure. And especially if you cold embrace, you can wait out the cold embrace duration and then just drop ice path right on top of him. So I think it can be strong in that area. Although I haven't seen him played since like 2 patches ago.
Yeah,
So
it hasn't been popular. So, and he is really squishy, so this Queen of Pain, this Gyro, are gonna have a fun time against him. Although maybe he'll force early BKBs at least, something like that.
uh, Jakiro has a high strength gain actually. I
Yeah, but
think.
he does, but he's still like not. He's not.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say he's not a Slaughter, but Slaughter's actually kind of squishy too because he has to
He
build squishy.
Jakiro, he's squishy to physical damage, but I think he's going to be okay this game due to the fact that Complexity have mostly magical damage, or even pure damage with Queen of Pain. So I think he's going to be okay as a support to not die and kind of sit and zone any hero that comes to lane, especially too.
Yeah. And we have a distinct lack of Night Stalker. I don't know. I know you've been playing some. Oh, by the way, Noble Wings plays on in the Join Dota League and so on. You're on Team Next Level Badasses still?
Yeah, we changed to just NLBA right now.
Okay. So, yeah, you play a lot. I don't know if you've seen this in your games as well, but Night Stalker kind of seems to be falling out of favor.
Yeah, he's been undervalued in my opinion actually, and the way I've been seeing him run is just kind of as a support that kind of stacks and tries to zone the offlane. But I feel he's really powerful going up against like Shadow Fiend and heroes like that, where you can just sit a mid and you force all the supports from the other team to rotate on you to help their mid.
Yeah. So, either way, Cloud9, they've got their lost pickup, and Complexity think they're looking for Ritsu's hero. They haven't banned all of them. That guy is comfortable on a lot of different things. He will play Slock if you let him, which I feel like is really a nice pickup here just because they have a gyrocopter. You can also sneak up on a Queen of Pain. So I'm a bit surprised that they let the Slock through when he is so good against gyrocopter.
Yeah, they decided to ban the Animage, and that they have a lot of magical things. Oh, Juggernaut.
He has been picked a lot recently, and now this lineup is an early push lineup all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for with the Jakiro. I think they had Juggernaut in mind when they picked Jakiro, and it's going to transition really nicely into their draft.
Yeah. And it also, their draft, not only does it have that nice early game advantage from all the heals coming out, they will have so much sustain in the early team fights. They also scale well late, it feels, right? Windrunner scales
Yeah.
great.
I think they have better late game right now. They have a ton of minus armor. Dazzle is really strong late. Juggernaut with Healing Ward gets really powerful. And Wind Ranger especially, when you hit that 40 to 50 minute mark, when you have 4 items, you can kill any hero on the map. No matter if it's the carry, if it's the mid, whatever it is, you can kill him.
Yeah. So, really liking Cloud9's draft. Let's see if Complexity can pick something that we like. And I'm expecting this to be a offlane Earthshaker, but
Yeah, I'd especially like to see Earthshaker run offlane and maybe pick up an Ancient Apparition. It'd be really helpful to counter all the pushing that they're doing, and it especially does well versus Dazzle Heal and Juggernaut.
yeah. So, Complexity have a hard road ahead of them. By the way, folks watching, if there is lag, please give me a heads up. We had some issues earlier with, I was co-casting with someone else, and we had a lot of lag on the stream. But OBS isn't telling me that we're dropping any frames or having any issues, so I might just need to play around with which Twitch server I connect to. And if they're having too much problems, we'll definitely drop in between games. And if it is too awful, I'll even try to switch in the game. Hopefully, these players will have there's always a pause at the beginning, actually, so we should be fine. But yeah, I don't know what you pick here as Complexity to deal with all of this heal. You can't... actually, they could go for an AA, but it would hurt their lanes, it feels like.
Yeah, it helps your tri-lane do a lot of damage, but he doesn't offer a reliable stun. He doesn't offer Enigma.
Oh, Z-Freak's Enigma is very good.
This is really greedy though.
Yes, oh yes, insanely greedy. Your lanes get really nerfed, it feels like, by having the Enigma in the jungle.
Yeah, I think like if I was Cloud9, I think you can put like Dazzle, Slaughter, and maybe even Jakiro in an aggressive tri-lane even, and Juggernaut's gonna do fine versus Earthshaker one-on-one, and your mid lane's gonna do okay. Queen of Pain does well versus Wind Ranger, but it's not like a super one-sided matchup. And with that aggressive tri-lane, you can completely shut down Gyro, you can completely shut down that Enigma by roaming into the jungle. So I feel that it might be a bit too greedy to go Enigma, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, as you said, it's something where maybe the Enigma gets a crap ton of farm, gets up an early black hole, uses it really well. We've seen this before, where Enigmas who are very liberal with their black holes before that 20-minute mark just do a lot of work around the map. And he also can help deter some of the push by pushing another lane, at least getting them exchanges early on. Either way, we're getting into it. On Complexity, we've got Earthshaker being played up by Swindles, who has transitioned to the offlane folks, because they're trying out some new people. Swindles is learning the offlane, and when we interviewed him 2 days ago, he said, "I'm absolutely crap at it," I think were his exact words, but he's given it a go, and he's given it his best shot. So, Swindles on that offlane Earthshaker, Zizzy on the Gyrocopter, hard carry for Complexity, Chessie gonna be playing their mid laner, Enigma gonna be on Z-Freak, and finally Wyvern by Vlad. And tossing it over to you for C9.
Okay, on C9 we have Ritsu playing on Juggernaut, we have SVG playing on the Jakiro, we have Brax taking up the Wind Ranger for the middle lane, we have 1437 taking on Dazzle, and MSS going on that offlane Slaughter.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see. Yesterday we did see some Cloud9, but they weren't playing with their full roster, and they had, because they weren't playing with their full roster, they had Mason as a stand-in, and they had him play carry, while Ritsu played mid. It's almost like having two stand-ins, having different roles like that, so...
Yeah, it messes with the dynamic of the game a little bit. I think Ritsu's still a strong mid laner. I don't know, I haven't seen Mason play in a long time, but Ritsu is still, he's a very strong player, so I don't know if it affected that too much.
It looked like just some trouble with calling positioning and expecting support in places that they weren't getting it, you know. Just differences in the mid lane versus the safe lane, so...
Yeah, as every mid lane plays a little bit different for if they're aggressive, if they want to play defensive and take stacks, so I'm sure it changed with Brax and Ritsu.
Yeah. So they're actually, I wonder if Vlad is going to stick around. We see it's very common this patch to have kind of dual lane mids for a while, especially with the Wyvern who can be a pain in the ass with that Arctic Burn, but he's just opting to leave, deciding Enigma's creep denial is enough.
I think they know that Cloud9 will be dual laning the offlane with Dazzle and Slaughter, and if you leave Gyrocopter solo there, it's going to be a really difficult lane for him.
Yeah, this is actually terrifying. While you do have the Cold Embrace, which is going to save you a lot from all this physical damage, it is still really scary. This sprint just makes you a big pain in the ass. And Zizzy actually going for flat cannon early on. What's up with this?
He's just trying to harass out Slaughter and Dazzle. to get them out of the lane quickly. If you go Rocket Barrage, well, they're not. He's not going to be trying to take a fight with Rocket Barrage. So he's going for Flat Cannon to stay passive, just sit back, farm creeps, as he's not going to be getting close to Slaughter or Dazzle anytime soon.
Okay, excellent. So, and it looks like we aren't lagging, so I'm gonna be back in focus and apparent.
Normal
Okay.
in a Dota.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoy casting these teams. They seem to have a bit more fun, maybe, than the other teams. Unknown, I think, having the most fun out of the teams. But yeah, apparently all console stuff was removed. My console's still working. I hope. Oh. Actually.
Is it
Okay,
not?
I did in fact have to, a couple of my scripts didn't auto-execute. I have a casting script to make sure camera is smooth. Not that it helps me, as all of you viewers know. Tours, everyone. But yeah, I have a couple of scripts I run to try to make sure that everything is right. And yeah, they weren't on, which is always weird. So,
The update must have messed with it.
yeah. I'll just get to play around in there. It's nothing difficult. They're just really simple. I don't even actually know the word for it. It's just like config files. It's not really what I would consider coding. So either way, looking at these two lineups, who are you preferring? I know we said complexity is greedy, but if they can, I mean, I'm feeling like they have a chance of winning mid. They might not be able to win the other lanes necessarily, but they do have an Enigma, which can be a big question mark. And with the presence of an Enigma threatening a black hole, is that enough that you can get on?
It all depends on how well he does. If he gets really quick six, he gets a good mech timing, then I think they can start taking fights. They can maybe stop the Roshan attempt, and they can snowball off of that into going into the mid game and winning the game. But if he doesn't have a good start, I think Cloud9 are just going to roll over Complexity. They're going to take Roshan, they're going to start taking towers, and C9 is going to have an easy win on their hands if Enigma doesn't do well.
Yeah. So, feels definitely like they've got a nice little advantage there. Now, this Juggernaut, I've seen yesterday we had a bunch of Juggernauts. Root Gaming actually played it twice. They went Battle Fury both games. I haven't seen a Battle Fury on a Jug in a long time. They used it to secure a farm lead. They had a very rough, very long game in one of the games, and they just really used it to secure a farm lead. How do you feel about that?
I don't think this is a Battle Fury game with what they want to do with their draft. They want to push, they want a 5-man, and Battle Fury is not the item to do either of those, I think.
Definitely agree. And it does feel like Jug has other options for scaling in games like this, where he doesn't really... I feel like he doesn't need to Battle Fury. He can Sanj and Yasha be very effective early on. So...
Yeah, you have to be careful as Juggernaut, though, with ulting maybe a Cold Embrace target. You have to be really careful with your spells this game.
This is actually... I was just thinking about that, because it's like a lot of stuff that Cold Embrace... I mean, okay, there's only... Let's be real. There's only one Cold Embrace every 14 seconds at max level. So, you know, it's not like he can use... it's not like Vlad can use this Cold Embrace all the time to save people. But, like, there is a lot of stuff in this game which Cold Embrace is ignoring. Like, Focus Fire, Omni Slash, everything out of Slaughter, everything out of Dazzle 2 is physical. I mean, you got Jakiro, so, like... And of course it's health percentage based healed up, so maybe you're, like, Gyro gets low and you're like, oh shit, we can kill him off, and you can't, because Jakiro's not doing enough I don't know. We'll see if it gets that comical.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really important spell this game. I think it's maybe even more important than Black Hole to get a good Cold Embrace on whoever they target. Like, if someone gets shackled, you have to instantly Cold Embrace, make sure they stay alive.
Yeah, so... Either way, things are pretty even across the map from the looks of it. Gyrocopter getting good farm, but so is the Juggernaut, and Slaughter actually getting quite a bit more out of this lane than I expected. He of course does have the Dazzle support, but still, he's getting a lot of lost hits, and Gyro just, you're a ranged hero that's not really that ranged.
Yeah, his range is, I think,
365.
almost as bad as Morphling, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you're technically ranged, but yeah. But not really.
Yeah, that's why he didn't really skill Rocket Barrage at level 1, is that if he gets close to Slaughter, he's just gonna get stunned and take an insane amount of damage from Shadow Wave from Dazzle.
And actually, yeah, MSS immediately using that sprint to get away, not wanting to take the full Rocket Barrage. We do have an interesting interaction there, where it does feel like if Slaughter tries to go into the face of Gyro a bit too much, he might take a crap ton of damage. At the same time, I feel like if he goes Utility Slaughter, Force Staff, and Blink Dagger, he can blink in and then just Force Staff away. And it looks like Swindle might be our first blood. He gets off a nice fissure, but they're still going, and they do... Oh.
Vitsu didn't have spin.
Yep, it's on cooldown. So, and he's actually going no points in healing ward. I was kind of expecting one.
No, this is the normal jug build. I feel at least for Juggernaut on the middle and safe lane right now. You go for stats because otherwise you don't have enough mana to Blade Fury twice at
Yeah.
like level 3, and you really want to get Blade Fury maxed, and it does a lot of damage now with the buffs to it. And if you go stats into Blade Fury, you can kill almost any hero in the game at level 6. And another reason is that at level 6, normally you don't. Oh,
Oh my goodness, just as I was looking at the bottom lane, Chessie gets the kill on the Windrunner, and now that is our first blood for Complexity. So, tours,
Yeah.
everyone, I'm sorry.
yeah, Queen of Pain does really well in that matchup. I originally thought Wind Ranger would do okay, but I've played it a couple times, and Quap can zone you really efficiently in that lane.
It's...
But back to my point on Juggernaut, sorry, is that at level 6, if you don't go stats, you don't have enough mana to Blade Fury and to Omni Slash a lot of the time.
So, and it's really hard as a Windrunner because you don't get a lot of damage off very well because you don't have the, your power shot is very choreographed. So...
Yeah, and this lane's gonna get really hard for Brax. Right now, Chessie is already level 6, and this means that if he wants to kill Brax, he can do so at pretty much any time, and Brax still hasn't hit level 6, he's only mid-level 5.
Yeah, Complexity's done a really nice job of making sure to pick up damage, which brings a lot of hell to the Windrunner. I feel like they have a lineup that has a lot of good early magical damage, but then transitions well into physical, since the Gyrocopter can end up being a hard hitter. I'm a bit worried about the Queen of Pain and how exactly she's going to itemize, because otherwise, you know, they've just got her pure damage ult, but it seems doable.
I think she needs to go Ags. This is a game where she might want to go Orchid, but with the way that Cloud9 are trying to play out this draft, you need to go Aghanims to get that counter push for every time they try to make a high ground attempt.
Yeah. So now on this bottom lane, I actually really expected Complexity to do much worse. I feel like Swindle, he's already level 5. Yes, this tower is going to go down, but I don't believe that Complexity is being punished for the jungler at 5 minutes in.
Oh, and Swindle's gonna get a deny. This is big.
Oh my goodness, yeah, this is... I feel like getting the deny there, it's certainly a free farm lane for the Juggernaut, but you're doing really well getting levels. He's almost level 6 on that offlane Earthshaker, and your mid has killed their mid, so you've kind of won.
Yeah, like if you look at the experience graph, they're getting experience on the offlane, their Enigma's free farming, they're almost 3,000 experience ahead
Holy
at 6
Hannah.
minutes. That's an insane lead.
Yeah, and Enigma has up his black hole. He can use it if he wants. Instead, he's just going to farm. He can go an early mech or whatever just to bring them on par with C9's early teamfight and aggression that they have. So, Ritsu does have some stacks coming up, but I'm really surprised that Complexity wasn't punished.
Yeah, it was really unlucky. They didn't want him to get the tower deny, but Jakiro's Liquid Fire just ticked it down to, I think, like a couple HP where Swindle Melons could get the deny.
Now, is that unlucky or is that just a flat-out mistake?
I think it's a mistake, of course. Like, it's something fixable. You don't Liquid Fire the tower, but when they're
Oh,
going on
looks like Swindle.
farm-
Yeah, he's just going to TP out. They don't have Ice Pulse. Oh my goodness, that is really upsetting if you're Cloud9. So, I don't know if you're okay with that. Maybe you're just like, look, we forced him out, but I feel like you wanted the kill there.
Yeah, I don't know why Jakiro went 2 points in dual breath. I think you need to get at least one ice path in case for situations like that when you can just TP away and you don't have a stun.
Yeah, especially when you look at this C9 lineup, they don't actually have a lot of stuns when you think about it, right? You've got dual breath, you've got Slitherine Crush, you've got level 4 of the Poison Touch.
And
Shackle, sorry.
SVG is making a rotation top, so they might try to go.
Yeah, they're trying, but do they have the smoke or anything sneaky at all? And Jakiro without an Ice Bolt, although he did hit a level, he's putting more points in Liquid Fire, so they want to push with this. It looks like Juggernaut's coming up as well. He's level 6, which means that they can definitely get a fight. But Vlad, he gets a ward down right behind them, under their noses. And I don't know, Complexity, I think they have all they need, especially since this doesn't look to... Oh, it is a smoke. So maybe Complexity won't be aware of this all coming their way.
Yeah, luckily I think Swindles is a TP. Chessie is rotating out with Z-Freak. I think they know what's going on.
Yeah. But Complexity in a lead, and I have to say, I know you weren't there, but when I interviewed Swindles about his offlane, he was like really sounding demoralized by it, and We have the TP rotations. Can they get a fissure to stop stop the engagement? Now they've got a Splinter Blast, but I don't think they're getting them. They use the Sonic Wave as well. 2 of them are really low, but Z-Freak, he's shackled up. He can't get in range for anything, and a lot of combos dropped. No kills on either side, so I think Cloud9's really lucky there that they got out alive.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shackle by Brax. I think that saved the fight for them, because otherwise Z-Freak gets off a good black hole on 2 to 3 of them, at least.
Yeah. So, but yeah, things going pretty well here for Complexity. It is still well within the range of one team fight, and everything could turn around, right? Or a gank on their mid laner, and you can lose this lead pretty easily.
And that experience looks like it's starting to flatten out. It's still at 4K for us, Complexity, but it's looking like it's gonna start evening out while Enigma slows down his farm to maybe try to come to fights, and we'll see what happens for the next fight.
Now, Enigma hasn't bought anything up. It used to be a long time ago, Enigma used to rush a Blink, and then there's that phase where it was much better for him to go mech. Do you think this is a Blink Dagger rush, considering he has 1.5k gold saved up?
I think it's gonna be a mech, but if they want to go Blink Dagger, they're gonna try to do it where they get Blink Dagger at a pretty decent timing, they take a smoke, they use their black hole, and then they maybe try to take Roshan off of that. If they don't do something like that, I feel like the Blink Dagger is going to be wasted. So, and by doing that, it becomes really risky, because if you miss your smoke and they see your Blink Dagger, then all of a sudden you bought a pretty much useless item for its duration.
Yeah. And it's pretty, yeah, that first blink, same with the Earthshaker, that first blink you get out, always really devastating to your opponents.
Yeah, and Earthshaker's, he's not close to Blink Dagger, but he has Boots, Soul Ring, he's doing okay on net worth, he's not doing great, but considering he's level 8 at 10 minutes as an
Oh yeah,
lane,
I actually think he's doing really well as the offlane.
Yeah, he's gonna have a late Blink Dagger, and that's the only issue, but I feel like with level 4 Fissure, he can do enough during these team fights to prevent pushes already.
Is it really that late if it's... I mean, I know that some people... Oh, goodness, what's SVG doing here? He's gonna get Echo Slam, Enchant Totem coming out next. He can just kill him. He needs one more auto attack, but the tower's got it. Overstaying his welcome, Savage was there, and... I feel like this is the type of Earthshaker play I like to see. Not just Earthshaker. It's here's like Enigma and Earthshaker. I'm actually a bit surprised Z-Freak hasn't used his Black Hole yet, because I think early game, you're not getting a 3-man Black Hole or Echo Slam. You might as well just use it, because if you don't use it, it's the same as having missed it.
Yeah, he tried to go and use it top, but they feel that going for a pickoff is really risky, because Cloud9's always grouped up, right?
Yeah.
There's almost never going to be a solo hero. So by trying to get a smoke and try to get for a solo pickoff, you can turn around and get almost wiped off of that. And he did go for the mechanism right away.
It is the full mech, and it's going to help their team fight if Complexity can group up, or just be there as a nice little threat, right? You can definitely have the mech up and Black Hole as a threat to say, hey, Enigma could be lurking behind these trees. So, I don't know how much that's a threat before the blink, though.
Well, one thing to mention is C9 has no mech carrier besides, like, Dazzle, but Dazzle's not going to get it for at least 10 minutes, maybe more, because he's sitting buying wards. Hero is, well, they're both buying wards, but they're both sitting at the bottom of the net worth chart at around 1500, so you won't see a mech anytime soon.
Yeah.
And during that time, Complexity's teamfight just got a lot stronger.
I do feel, though, that with the Dazzle, with the Juggernaut healing ward, that they already had not quite a mech, right, on C9, but they have the equivalent of a mech between them.
Yeah.
But I feel like this mech really evens out the team fight there.
And
So.
one thing to mention is Mechanism is really useful this game, because it also gives armor.
Yes.
And that's something that is really important versus C9 that might be underrated and not mentioned a lot. Because
Yeah.
everyone talks about Mechanism doing a lot of heal, but you don't talk about how it gives armor to your entire team.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Guardian Greaves rush just... Oh gosh, Chessie. Invis in the danger zone. Just because maybe... I don't know if everybody knows this. It's something that I think is kind of cool that maybe isn't the super obvious one, but the whole Guardian Greaves interaction where when you're below 20% health, it gives you extra armor and health regen. So, always super powerful. And yeah, they see you there, Chessie. You're gonna have to be careful. But we have an engagement up top. What's happening? Wyvern is way out, going in on Brax, using that Arctic Burn. Ward's already being dewarded, but can they do anything to Brax? And it looks like with the Arctic Burn over, there is no such luck. Actually, Vlad getting very low.
Yeah, one thing that I should also point out is that Starladder on MSS is really close to Blink Dagger, and they're going on mid.
Yeah, Chessie is in a spot of trouble, but now it's MSS that's in trouble. And Chessie, he has the Sonic Wave Echo Slam to follow it up to, and that Macro Pyre, it doesn't do enough at this point in the game, especially when you don't have the lockdown to follow it up to make them stay in that damage. Windrunner gets the deny up top though, and well played Brax.
That was an amazing fissure. It didn't look like he blocked, but he actually did block off MSS, and he couldn't run away. I think it was right at the tip of where MSS couldn't get out.
Hero hitboxes for the win. We have Complexity though. They are at over a 3,000 gold lead and a almost 7.5 thousand experience lead because Enigma is just chillaxing in the jungle. There aren't stacks anymore in the Cloud9 jungle. I mean, they are getting to the point where they are going to be under level compared to Complexity's lineup, and you can't have that. Your Dazzle needs levels.
Yeah, they're almost 6,000 behind now in experience, and it's getting to the point where the Queen of Pain's gonna hit level 11 now. That boosts her ultimate. Enigma is already level 11. I don't know how that happened, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I am not sure what is the plan for C9. I definitely felt like they had the easy early push.
Yeah,
they're going
Complexity is smoking up.
Yeah, but at the same time as C9 smokes up, it looks like they might miss each other on the smokes, probably both teams going for the other's jungle. Oh yeah, Reborn drawing on the map is always fun, but maybe Complexity gets the jump in between towers. And C9 actually won't be there. They can probably kill off the Savage on this Jakiro. SVG is in the danger zone. Where's the fissure from Swindle? Did they really not see each other there because of nighttime? They have to know that he's there because the smoke broke. And now MSS doesn't have the blink yet. He's like 30 gold away. If they can kill him off here. Oh, the Ice Path comes out. The Sonic Wave is on cooldown, but MSS, he's taking a lot of damage, and they realize they are too close to towers. There is going to be so much support from Cloud9 that they decide to back out. But if they could have gotten MSS there, that would have been a huge kill.
Yeah, MSS has a Blink Dagger now, so he's going to have it for this fight, and that's going to be really important. If they smoke up now, they don't show it, it's going to be a big surprise to Complexity.
Yeah. Now, Brax is getting close to his Aghanim Scepter. Do you think there's any interesting itemization here, or is it just the standard Aghanims, maybe a Blink Dagger to help with some of the lockdown, and then damage, like crit?
I think he goes Ags, and I'm not sure if you get a Blink Dagger. You already have MSS for initiation. I think you just go for Aghanims and then go into some damage items, or maybe even a BKB.
Yeah. BKB looking pretty good this game, always against the Earthshaker. It's fantastic, blocking damage, blocking lockdown more importantly. So, able to get a good go there, and I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this on Complexity. They've got a nice fissure coming out from Swindle Melons, but just going to destroy things.
Well, Complexity is taking a tower bottom, so no matter what, it's a one-for-one trade, and they might even be able to defend this now.
But this TP in, is it in the danger zone? Here comes MSS, there's that Blink Dagger, they also have the weave on them. Swindle Melons is completely locked down, no Echo Slam here, and he's gonna go down. Sonic Wave comes out, it only hits on one. Now they're using the Winter's Curse on Ritsu, his Brax is gonna kill off his own ally, and now magic damage, you can't wind run that. I think they have Brax as well. The rest of C9 is scattering, and it looks like they're getting away. So what I thought was a really nice jump by C9, again, Complexity just at the ready. They'll lose their offlaner for both other primary cores any day of the week.
Yeah, and Swindle bought back there, but because of that buyback, they get a Roshan, and they're going to be able to like completely destroy Cloud9's plans now.
Yeah, and it was an early buyback. It's not as expensive. It probably was worth it. I'm not actually 100% sure.
Dazzle's gonna go for this, I think.
Oh,
he has
goodness.
an Invis rune. He's gonna try to take the Aegis.
Can he get there in time? Oh, he's getting scared. No, you should just go for it. 1-4-3-7. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He's gonna... Oh, gosh. They probably thought that was the Eidolons, not Dazzle blocking them.
Yeah, that's... He would have gone for it if he had walked in and seen that they didn't have sentries.
Either way, Dazzle's gonna be stalking, and they should get the Wyvern on the backlines, but he might just cold embrace himself. Oh, he can just also walk it off. Goodness, that fissure, again, really on point.
Juggernaut.
Oh, nice shackle coming out, actually. Windrunner, can she kill off Vlad? It doesn't look like it. And a nice little Malefice to make sure nothing happens. You were saying Juggernaut.
Juggernaut was running after Swindle Melons, but he turned around.
He is not... What's the right way to say this? Just because they didn't get, I guess, the early towers, quite a few of them being denied this Juggernaut. He has drums, he has boots. Not feeling maybe as big as some of the other heroes in this game right now.
Yeah, looking at net worth, he's a little behind Gyrocopter and Queen of Pain, so he's not doing bad on farm, but this is the game where he wants to be ahead, he wants to be able to have a level 11, which he's close to now, but he can't really take a fight without it, as your ultimate is not that strong at only level 1. So
Yeah,
it's a tough game for him.
And then, of course, things like Cold Embrace saving people. And I imagine just because of the sheer amounts of physical damage, we're going to see Ghost Scepters on Complexity supports as the game goes on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I'll be interested to see what Enigma goes next. If he goes for Blink Dagger, if he goes for maybe even a BKB or a Ghost Scepter, be important to see.
Yep. And Quap has her Orchid up. Nicely done there. And Enigma is saving up a crap ton of gold again. Could be the Guardian Greaves. No, he's not going Greaves. Just, Interesting. I really was expecting him to go the Guardian Greaves because of the armor aura.
Yeah, I thought so at first, but once you went Treads, you kind of eliminate the chance
Yeah.
of going Guardian Reefs.
Who doesn't want 2 boots, guys? One for each foot, which Enigma has none of. So, excellent there. He can wear them on his hands. I don't know if this MSS wraparound is going to happen or even work. They get the tower for Complexity. They're going in again as well. They've silenced up the Windrunner, but she gets off the Windrunner. Now MSS might be in position, but where's their damage follow-up if MSS goes in? So I don't think he can.
Yeah, I really like Chessie's build. He went for Orchid, and I think at the start of the game I said I thought he would have to go for Ags because C9 would just be 5-manning.
Yeah.
But since they're so far ahead, he said, okay, well I don't need an Ags anymore. I can just go for Orchid, and I can silence Wind Ranger, I can silence Juggernaut, and it becomes a really strong item. And it's underrated versus Jug because you can stop his spin, you can stop all his spells, and you can actually kill him for once.
Yeah. It works really well on the Windrunner and the Jug for the same reason, right? You stop their escape mechanism, and of course, who wouldn't love to silence up Dazzle, who actually gets off his Shallow Grave already, Chessie deciding not to go ham, but the Eidolons might just kill off
He
Dazzle.
doesn't have a TP.
Yeah, goodbye. Oh, he even Sonic Waves, and that's a bit rude, Chessie. I don't think that was necessary, but he did it anyway. And they smoked up right under Vision, so this Echo Slam, I don't know if... Oh, they're getting the kill on SVG at the very least, and now MSS has to run away. They know a smoke is coming. MSS does have a TP, though. So...
Yeah, he should be fine. That was Swindlemelons. He showed off his Blink Dagger. That's how they got that kill.
Yeah. Just, as you said, the first surprise, and he's being very liberal with this. I don't know if that's good or bad there, showing off and using the Echo Slam just for a Jakiro, but they got a kill.
Also, I'd like to... Ritsu went Blink Dagger. That's a really interesting build.
I've
surprised.
seen it before. I'm not sure how I feel about it here. I guess they want to make sure that in the Slytherin Crush, they're getting off this, his ult. Right?
I think I know why he went it, actually. Because you can blink during your...
Oh my goodness, this Shackle, no time to talk. Shackle of Dreams coming out, but it's not going to be enough. They just Cold Embrace him. And yeah, he takes a bit of Power Shot damage, but he's healing up more than both the Liquid Fire and the Power Shot, so... you were saying the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, this is really smart by Ritsu if this works. You can Blink Dagger during your ultimate, so I'm thinking he's gonna try to ultimate someone, they get Cold Embraced, and he just blinks to another target.
Oh, that's really cool. I thought it might have been for the, as long as you catch the Wyvern, you use the Slytherin Crush, and then they're stunned, and so before the Cold Embrace comes out, you can actually get off your ult. But yeah, either of those...
Smoke up by Cloud9.
And again, I don't know if the Ward of Complexities right over here actually scouted that, so... It doesn't look like it from Complexity's lack of pings.
They pinged it once, so
Okay, they
I don't
pinged
know
it
if they
once.
saw.
This is their last smoke for 10 minutes on the lineup of C9, though, and Complexity has 2 more. So if this doesn't latch, if this doesn't get them something big, they're short on ways to get back in. And it looks like Complexity is going to do their own smoke?
No, Complexity know that they're smoked. They're doing the sit on high ground, wait for someone to walk up that's smoked.
Yeah, that is. Complexity has their number for Cloud9, and we are 1 and 7, and Complexity looking in complete... Have you also looked at the net worth and chart and so on recently?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. This game is so slow, but so... Just Complexity keeps going.
Yeah, and look at like the experience graph. They're 12,000 ahead.
Yeah.
They're almost 7,500 ahead in team net worth. Like they're very far ahead, and it's gonna take a lot to.
Enigma
bring
is
this game
actually
back.
highest level.
He is.
Like,
And he went for the Blink Dagger, so...
yeah, I really like it. So, I have to say, I really respect Z-Freak's Enigma. I think his most famous play is the TI one, where he hid the refresher. So,
Oh, yeah.
that was insane. And how can you not love someone who pulls off that type of thing? So,
And Complexity are smoked up. They're showing Chessie bottom, so they might be able to get a pick off on mid. Or...
yeah. And,
this is...
oh, this is...
Ritsu might get caught.
Ritsu might, but he has come back up around. It will be a 4v5, but no, it looks
I
like the
see.
Windrunner is way too whiffed Echo Slam completely by Swindlemelons. And oh, he is probably irritated right now. But they're gonna walk it off, and Yeah, whiffed smoke
That
from
was
Complexity.
great reactions by Ritsu.
Yeah.
That was really well played by him.
Yeah, really well done. So, yeah. But, maybe that's another reason for the Blink Dagger, right? The escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't
I
talk
think-
about that utility, but it certainly will help you get away from these heroes.
Yeah, and one thing to point out is that normally on Juggernaut you can just Blade Fury TP, but with Winter Wyvern ult, with Enigma ult, both of those go through BKB, so it's actually pretty much impossible for him to just Blade Fury TP. He needs to be able to escape effectively with Blink Dagger.
And also, if you're trying to use it as, like, you're kind of low, you think you'll get out with it, you've got the Sonic Wave coming your way as well. It gets
Yeah.
rough. But now Brax, he's got the Aghanim Scepter. It's not even awful timing. It's a bit behind, I think. But considering where they are in the game, it's not bad timing on that. And now, I mean, you're expecting a push sometime soon. He could go for crit. He could go for the Maelstrom. Actually, Sonic Wave popping off on MSS and Chessie just coming out of nowhere and wrecking his face.
Chessie has an Aghanims.
Yeah, just
200
casually.
gold.
Like,
Yeah.
he's been farming up a storm, and it's really funny because normally when he's so farmed, but he doesn't actually have, like, normally when I see a co-op so big at this point, it's like, you know, they have a bunch of kills. He does have some. He has 6 kill involvement, but he's not exactly the motoring type.
Where are Chessie and Vlad playing from?
Chessie is actually apparently, so most of Complexity is in their Miami team house. They're doing team house working, I don't know the right word for it. What's the group? When you stay in the house and you, like, try really hard.
I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, there's a word for this. Oh, goodness.
Boot camp.
Boot camp, thank you. They're boot camping, and the three of them, Swindlemelon, Z-Freak, and Zizzy, are all together. Chessie's going to be visiting on Friday. For right now, it sounds like he's staying with a friend in Florida, and so his ping isn't bad. But Vlad is apparently in Russia and playing on US East, and he's been playing a lot of IO from Russia on US East, so I've been really impressed by this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Chessie might have been in Europe too. So
No,
I was
apparently
gonna say
he's
the
not.
Ping, the ping advantage for Cloud9 is not something to
Scoff at.
Yeah.
But either way, no, I confirmed yesterday. I was like, Chessie won every single matchup like he was in yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was just like, how do you do that on like 250 ping? And he's like, oh no, it's not. He's actually in Florida, so it's fine. But
Okay.
either way, taking a look around, our Jakiro is getting some farm. He saved up quite a bit of gold. What do you think we're getting out on Savage to help stem the bleeding?
He has 1200. I think it might be a bit too late to go for Mechanism. I'm not sure. Like, he can't save up for a big item. Maybe a Yule's.
Oh, they don't stop the TP in time on bottom on Brax, and now they're actually gonna probably push this wave a little bit and then head top for the defense, although there's great ward coverage from both teams for this, and...
Oh, look at Swindle Melons right now.
Yeah, but look at Vlad, he's gonna be in the danger zone. No, he actually just poking MSS! Oh goodness, MSS, you want to blink away, but you can't with that Arctic Bone. Swindles is in a great position as well, and this gank attempt from Cloud9 looks like it's going completely south.
Oh, they might get Brax. I think if Enigma wants to black hole him.
Yeah. And they're gonna get the tower deny. Gyrocopter even popped flat cannon. Always cute. So. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna actually bother with Brax. Feels like Chessie's like, guys, I'm fine, I'm farming the jungle. Can we all just farm creeps together?
Oh, they're all TPing down. They're gonna try to gank the Enigma, maybe.
Yeah, but with Blink Dagger, he's a bit of a slippery fellow. I imagine Enigma is slippery anyway. He's pretty shiny. Like, he looks
Yeah.
like Genie from Aladdin and stuff. So.
He has those golden bracers. Too.
Yeah, it's actually, like, really weird.
Oh,
Oh gosh,
Enigma.
no, Enigma is dead. Goodbye, Z-Freak. I spoke too soon. He's got a lot of crap coming out on him, and with a shackle as well. That's the lockdown they need to make sure people stay in Macropia.
I'll be interested to see what he goes next again. He could go for BKB. He could even go back and finish Greaves. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, he's got a wealth of options, and as you said, other than the bash on Slaughter, they don't have stuns which go through BKB.
I really, this is kind of not normal, but I'd really like to see someone on Complexity pick up an AC. I don't think they have any normal AC carriers.
Queen of
but
Pain.
Enigma went for it.
Queen of Pain can carry an AC. It's not as standard, but it's definitely something we've seen quite a bit of. Queen of Pain going the AC. Sometimes somebody else on her team, like if there's a Doxia, picks up the Shivas. She can also go both, and then she's our big fat physical damage tank.
She's going for BKB right now, but if she goes AC after BKB, I'd really like that. And I was gonna say, this is not normal, but I'd really like to see after either Queen of Pain or Enigma's BKB for one of them to pick up an AC.
Yeah.
It would really help with the.
Yeah, this
Oh,
Enigma
Rax.
is rich. Oh gosh, he's in the danger. No, he's just gonna run it off. Doesn't look like they want him. They would rather take Roshan, so gonna be happy with that. But Wyvern Blad might be in a spot of trouble. They have a lot of vision of him, and he has to be careful here. Let's see what happens. This Roshan attempt, not gonna happen. I feel like, I do favor the pit fight for complexity a little bit more, but it does feel like with the huge AoE on that Slytherin Crush, whoever's in the pit's being punished. Like, whoever is in there.
Oh yeah, and are they taking a smoke? I think so.
Are they taking a smoke?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that's good phrasing.
know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But we've got, almost, yeah, the Glimmer Cape should be coming out for Dazzle soon. It looks like BKB probably on MSS doesn't want to be getting caught out anymore. Ritsu also finally has his Sanj and Yasha up, so he's starting to tank up, and Brax is doing the BKB we talked about.
He's really close to BKB. If he can get it before this fight, it might be really useful.
But they could just smoke into Roshan here. All the members of Cloud9 have backed up, looking like they're going for their own smoke from the movements.
Do they have one?
I didn't think they had one on cooldown, but they were definitely making...
I don't see one. I don't think they have one.
They have one in 2 minutes, so yeah, no smoke there. Yeah.
And I don't think Complexity know this, otherwise they would go into Roshan right away.
Gyrocopter also already has a butterfly. Talk about punishing Cloud9. They're forcing somebody, if they want to deal with this Gyrocopter with all their physical damage, really needs to go for an MKB, but who gets it? They're so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, Wind Ranger is a full item away. She doesn't have any components.
Yeah.
Juggernaut is not going to be getting one anytime soon, so it's... I really like that pickup on ZZ, or what?
Zizzy.
ZY, Zizzy.
Zizzy. Yes, I have asked their... I try to ask the players how to say their names, and I've been told it's Zizzy. Zizzy hasn't actually sent me a sound file. The Europeans send me sound files, because apparently I can't pronounce words in Swedish, but Zizzy hasn't. Zizzy's just like, whatever, it's Zizzy. Either way, they're doing good work on top tower, and even though they might get the Roshan, they're going to take quite a bit of damage on this top tower in exchange for complexity. And maybe not even... Oh, they do get the Roshan. It's picked up on Quap immediately. And let's see if they wrap around. They have to know on Cloud9, though. Yeah, and SVG is backing up. But oh gosh, Swindleman with another Echo Slam. It does actually catch him this time. Here comes Z-Freak. Sonic Wave to finish him off. Glimmer Cape doesn't save you from pure damage, and that is going to be a very dead Enigma.
They're
Sorry,
going to go straight
not
down
Enigma.
mid right now, I
Kiro.
think. Jesse still has DD for half a duration, so...
How worried do Complexity need to be about this potential top push from Cloud9, or do you fully expect Cloud9 has to come home and defend?
No, you can just ignore it. That's a mistake a lot of teams make, although not at this level, but where they see someone split pushing them and they instantly TP back. But if you just 5-man down middle right now, you're going to be the ones that force them back. There's no way MSS does enough damage to that tower.
Oh, and
Don't
another
worry,
nice shackle on Zizzy, but he's probably just going to be fine. And Chessie coming in saying, you don't touch my attack helicopter. And now Brax silenced up, probably doesn't want to take too much damage, getting a rocket to the face for his troubles. And this tower push, Zizzy doing a lot of damage. Something I often find that gyrocopters have trouble with is transitioning well into that damage, since early game they have all this magical, but having a butterfly already...
Yeah. And he can go whatever he wants now. He can go BKB, he can go for MKB. He could even go maybe for some armor. He could be the one that picks up an AC, and I'd really like to see that too.
Yeah. Lots of options here, so... Jakiro has a... Oh, just Jakiro
I was
has a
gonna
full
say-
stuff, as does Earthshaker. That's all I wanted to point out, just small item pickups. You were saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say Z-Freak's really close to BKB, and Chessie has a BKB and 300 gold. So once they get those items with the Aegis, I think they're gonna go and try to take a high ground push.
Can they get them in time? Yeah, they probably can.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's
Chessie
yeah,
already
that's
has
Chessie's,
his.
and they've still got 3 minutes on the Aegis, and they might just go with Chessie's. I don't know whether they actually want to wait on Z-Freaks.
Brax just got an invis. I don't know if
It was scouted.
Complexity. Oh, it was.
Chessie
Okay.
pinged it, yeah. So
Yeah, that's not as useful.
yeah. And if they group up as well, the Invis, although maybe you can get a Shackle of Dreams, but either way, if you're grouped up, they have a full Solar Crest on this Wyvern. So, you know, they can use it to do more damage themselves, or just to make someone tanky as shit and, you know, negate the amp damage.
And you can put that on Gyrocopter, and he has like 50% evasion,
Yeah.
plus 10 armor.
Yeah, also he's already an agi hero, so naturally his armor stacks up a lot better. Swindlemelons isn't with the team, of course, doesn't have bots at this stage in the game, so they're gonna do this push
Oh.
without him. He tried to stop a TP, did he manage to? He
Yeah,
did!
he stopped SVGs.
Oh, will this be enough though? You know, SVG maybe not the one you want to stop, and now Swindles might be in a lot of trouble. Ritsu is up here. Goodbye, Swindles. That Echo Slam doesn't work through the Blade Fury, and oh, he's deaded. So
That was almost amazing by Swindles. He like force staffed right as Ritsu ulted, and it canceled Ritsu's ultimate.
oof. But yeah, Ritsu has a
Oh,
way
they got
home.
the Aegis.
I completely whiffed on that one. I was watching the top, and Chessie, he's not in the danger zone anymore. Complexity making a few mistakes in this game that they've been executing very well, and maybe a few more as Vlad takes a lot of damage, does have Cold Embrace, and he pops it, and now here comes Chessie. Where's the black hole? Z-Freak still hasn't casted it, and he's just gonna hold it since they've got someone on this side. And Ritsu is just farming creeps while his team's in trouble. They use the Winter's Curse on 1437 as well. I don't think that the Shallow Grave is gonna save you, and I know that Ritsu didn't have the ult there, but I think a bit of a mistake just to farm creeps there. While they do have Jakiro pushing on top tower, I think Complexity will take your base faster, and with one TP, it's going to be Chessie. SVG is just going to go down. He actually chooses to stay. I think deciding an attempt at doing damage will be better than anything else, but if anything, so yeah, the Soul Bone just picks him off. And he had a gem in him?
Oh, he had a gem. That's.
Did I see that correctly? No,
Yeah,
no.
Dazzle died with the gem.
Oh no, okay, it was Dazzle who died with the gem. Goodness gracious. Is it still on the deck though? I hear them pinging it. Yeah, it's still on the deck. Nobody knows. So well played there. It's one of those gems. I don't know if you're in the game with me where there was a gem that lived in the river for like a year.
Swindle's just ignoring. I think they're gonna get the gem.
I don't think they know about it. It's entirely possible that the fight was really hectic.
he
Oh, they
walked
might get
by
the
it.
courier.
He has to know.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't see it. And oh gosh, this courier, it's trying to juke, it's trying to jive, it's gonna
if he
find it.
gets
Oh,
his
it's a golden
gem.
doomling. Can they kill the courier? No, they can't. Oh, Gyro's going for it. He's being an attack helicopter, but the courier is juking. I think it's easier to juke as a courier. You got flying. Oh, Swindlemelons tries. Oh, Swindlemelons. ZZ tries to drop the cooldown for vision, and the courier has escaped with the gem.
Oh wait, is Swindle's going? That's a big misplay though, if they don't get the gem.
Yeah. I mean, and this is actually just buying so much time for Cloud9. Blink for it. Blink for it. No, it's gone.
can't get up there.
The gem is free, and 1437 is gonna pick it back up and be like, it's mine. And the Aegis has been reclaimed. It was already used. Never mind. So not gonna be reclaimed.
Yeah,
But
I don't know how Chessie died with it. He died mid. Somewhere.
yeah, I was watching the top engagement. That does mean, though, that it's a long Roshan spawn. It looks like it's going to be a 10-minute and 12-second Roshan spawn, so...
And Gyrocopter just finished a full MKB. He's massive. It's going to be really useful versus Wind Ranger, too. Especially when you're pushing high ground, Wind Ranger can't just win round and try to go up for a shackle. She has the risk of dying right away.
Yeah. So, Complexity probably gonna wait the next Roshan before doing anything. They do have a really dominant lead from the numbers, but this high ground push, it isn't the easiest.
There's a GG rune bottom, if they want to
Yeah.
try to get that DD.
Can they use it, though, to turn it into something good? Complexity also do have a smoke, but at this point in the game, I don't think Cloud9 is going to be caught outside of their base alone. So it's really hard. I feel like this is one of those games where you need to pick off outside the base to transition successfully into a kill.
Yeah. Grax got the DD rune, and
Yeah.
that could be really big for taking a fight.
And Complexity has no idea about this rune, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and Gyro
do-
has an MKB. Okay, Zizzy
Yeah,
is just
that's-
casually fat.
Yeah, like I said, when he was pushing high ground earlier, now he has MKB to go up and maybe even kill the Wind Ranger.
So now Queen of Pain, it looks like she's got a plate mail up. It's probably Shiva's, but it could be the AC, as you mentioned, to help them out against that team. What do you go as Gyrocopter? Do you just finish the Satanic now, get yourself some bots, or do you...
Yeah, I think, well, not going BKB here is really risky. Of course, they're all physical damage, but there's still a risk of getting shackled for 4 seconds, Jakiro Ice Path, Slaughter Stun. I would still go back for the BKB, because it especially helps your high grounding, because you can pop BKB, hit high ground, and then just back off without any risk.
Yeah. And Zizzy, again, being an attack helicopter. Doing attack helicopter things. I don't know, it's just very... I feel like Gyro, he received a lot of nerfs, so we've been seeing some teams have some trouble with him, and Zizzy is just farming up a storm way ahead of everybody else on the top net worth. He has gotten to go a very greedy glass cannon item build, and his team's just protecting the shit out of him.
Yeah, Ritsu went for BKB too, which is surprising. You don't normally see BKB on a Juggernaut this early.
I think he
But,
feels like he needs to attack, and maybe he doesn't want to attack his allies with the change to Winter's Curse. Oh, the Slithering Crush does hit. Do they have any more follow-ups? Is he just going to stand up? And it's what you said, he's just going to stand up front, be the tank. They put the Solar Crest on him. He's still got Llama.
But I think they're going back in for this melee. I think they feel really confident.
And the Shackle doesn't latch. This is really nice. They know it's going to be on cooldown for a little bit. The Ice Shards does latch, though, and this might buy them enough time to wait for the Shackle to be up. But here comes Zizzy. Is he going to go to the high ground? They send out the Eidolons. There's now a rocket also going onto Savage, and now here comes Zizzy. He could probably 14-shot this Rax. Zizzy's in a lot of trouble, though. The dance! They're using the Omni Slash, but no, they managed to stop it. And Ritsu, he just BKB tries to walk out, pops the healing ward. But I think if Complexity just waits out this BKB, they are perfectly fine. Omni Slash is used, BKB was used.
Yeah, Rex has a DD, that's the only thing you need to be wary of right now, but they don't have ultimates, they don't... Without Ritsu having his Omni Slash, it's gonna be really difficult to defend this Vex.
Yeah, and Zizzy walks into another ice plot, you know, high ground things. He actually gets shackled here to the Eidolon. Can they do anything? But again, no physical damage. This Macropire tickling him. Echo Slam in on MSS, and there's gonna be no more lockdown. A nice fissure as well to stop the Jakiro. They're jumping in. Brax is taking quite a bit of damage. Chessie's like, whatever, I'll just take your Rax and leave. I'm fine with this BKB usage, and Complexity have broken the base.
Yeah, and now they have Roshan up in a minute. They can get Roshan, they can go for another set of Rax right after that. So this is really good for Complexity.
Feeling like the game is firmly in their wheelhouse. So.
Let's see, what items can C9 get to really help the high
Okay,
ground?
I feel like at this point, do you need Lightning on Windrunner just to help you D-push?
It's... The thing with it is, it doesn't give you enough for what you pay. I've seen a lot of Wind Rangers versus Winter Wyvern like rush Maelstrom, because if you ult someone while they're cold embraced, you can still do damage with your Maelstrom procs. But I haven't seen that work out successfully a lot of the time, because the item doesn't really give you enough damage for the 2700 that it costs.
And you don't need
even
the
then-
attack speed and focus fire.
Yeah, the attack speed's wasted on you, and for D-push, it doesn't actually do that much, because you don't want to be up there right-clicking creeps. That's too far up for you. You want to sit back, you want to use Power Shot, because if you walk up there, you're just going to get Blink Echoed, you're going to get Blink Black Hole, or you're going to get Cursed, one of the three.
Makes a lot of sense. We've got a C9 smoke coming out. Maybe they can do something here. Dazzle does still retain his gem,
Oh,
so they've
Zizzy.
got that. And yeah, oh goodness. Vlad as well, but Vlad, can he help out his attack helicopter? No, Zizzy's just dead by the looks of things. He's taking so little damage though. The curse comes out as well. That cold embrace doing work. Zizzy might still go down, but now here's Z-Freak. Are we gonna see the first black hole of the game? Yes, we are, and Brax is the one to take it. He's taking a lot of damage. SVG is gonna stop it, but it might be too little, too late. Ritsu, the TP stopped, and a Sonic Wave to end things off there. And now just two more left on Cloud9. Can they catch them? Chessie trying to use that Shiva's. Animation seems to have changed, but I could just be completely crazy there. They're going on two team fights. They're getting Brax here from the looks of it. And can they get the Dazzle? No. 1437 does manage to get out. Saves the gem, but your entire team is gone. And unless they buy back, I think this is at least a tier 3 tower for Complexity in the bottom lane.
Didn't die.
Yeah, no, did you see the Wyvern Vlad? I thought Vlad's positioning was really scary. I thought he was going to get found in the Roche Pit. But what he actually did was he flew up from the Roche Pit. He was like, whoop, 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 and got the Cold Embrace off onto Zizzy.
Yeah.
And they don't have damage. It's what we talked about before. The Macropia tickles you.
Yeah, that Cold Embrace just saved that fight for them. That was amazing play by Vlad.
And on Russian ping. So,
Yeah,
and
on
apparently,
the
yeah,
ping.
when I interviewed Swindle Melons, he claims that, oh, we got an engagement maybe? Let's see. I'll tell you the story about it after this game in the little break, but Zizzy, he's just going to stand up there. Even though they had to use a buyback, it's not enough. And Windrunner now in this team fight, if she dies, she's just going down for ages. She'll have the buyback penalty. MSS misses the Slytherin Crush. They just get Zizzy out in time. He is moving fast, has the full Satanic, has the MKB. You can go on him, but he's going to fight back, and it looks like they might be losing a melee Rax. They've defended it here, but I think Complexity will just come in on the next wave.
They can go back, take Roshan, and then try to push high ground. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a safer play if they know that it's up.
So, definitely a possibility, though.
And Black Hole's on cooldown for 70 seconds, so it's kind of risky to take this
the
fight.
shackle doesn't latch again. MSS does get a nice slithering crush. Now they're going to have the ice path up. Can they do any sort of follow-up? They use the winter skills on Ritsu, who jumped in trying to be a pain, and they're just going to kill him off through that BKB. Too much pure damage, too many auto attacks coming out, and that is our GG call. We're headed to a game 2. How you feeling about that?
That was really well played by Complexity. Like,
Yeah.
C9 were definitely the favorites going into this match, but Complexity showed them that like you can't just pick physical damage once we first pick Winter Wyvern. And I think the draft here, especially by Cloud9, was not as good as I would have hoped. Put it like that.
Yeah, 100%. Now, we're going to get you guys into Game 2 really quickly. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I've been joined by Noble Wings. His Twitter handle is up on the screen, so is mine. Feel free to give us any and all feedback on the cast, because we would love to become better casters. So, thank you guys, and we'll get you into Game 2 right quick. We have a few words from everybody's favorite Starladder video voiceover guy sponsors, and I hope you super enjoy it. So, let's get you into that second game.